Welcome to Kingdom Arena, the home to some of the biggest fights in recent history, and we're going to see another one right here, right now. Alongside me, English fighting legend Johnny, and it's the king of Terrence Bud.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
A lot of trash talk. We waited a long time, and now we've got this fight. And he scores with the counter. Throws the jab and doesn't score. Good counter punch. And that left hook doesn't find its target. Nice counter shot. If you want to know what it feels like to have Terrence Crawford hit you below the belt, well, just ask Amir Khan. That's what happened the first time they fought, as Khan had to retire.
Amir Khan is and was one of the fastest fighters I've ever seen. And then for the first time in his whole career, he got in a ring with somebody that was faster than him, sharper than him, threw clusters much better than him. So then he thought, what is going on here? It's a new world. How does he deal with it? Then now he's got to depend on his skills. But he didn't realise that until the fight. So this is why we're doing this all over again. Amir Khan now has to depend on his skills rather than his speed. Because he knows Crawford has the speed to put him out.
They won't give us a second to catch our breath. That time counter shot. The straight right just misses. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Catch inch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Khan in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round. What do we expect to see here in round 2? Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Did you see the nerves on a fighter stepping into the ring, son? It can tell you so much about a fighter. And then look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Incredible work rate. They exchange punches. Nice counter. This, but Crawford just got knocked down. Wow, let's take another look at that.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Talk about Crawford in that last round. It's not over till it's over, but that knockdown is going to be huge.
I love the respect.
There's the bell to start round 3. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
Beautiful counter punch. This fight has a real good flow to it. Beautiful counter shot. That counter shot lands. They better start respecting each other's punching power. Nice counter punch right up the middle. The straight right just misses. Counter punch caught him clean. Insane action. The perfect counter lands. Well done with that counter shot. Exchange here from both men. That jab won't score. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Khan in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
As long as they...
There's the bell for round 4. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
A perfect counter shot. Punch, counter punch. Those counter punches have to hurt. That hook won't score. Misses with the jab. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Counter punching. Well, you know, in this division, we're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of counter punching.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Can't land the jab there. Straight right just missed. Did you see that? Crawford is dazed. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, they knew it when they threw it. The perfect body shot, and no one's standing up to that one.
That's lights out.
1, 2, 3.
Let's talk about Khan in that last round. Let's see how the corner handles their fighter here after being dropped twice in that last. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. Gotta be feeling confident heading into this round after knocking their opponent down twice.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tail. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Can't land that jab. The straight right just misses. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Johnny, you know, in the lightweight division, they've got fast hands, so get ready to see some lightning.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
There's a counter shot. The straight right just misses. Nice counter shot. Talk about Khan in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round. This is the beginning of round 6. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Heart, what desire, but at what cost? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. He threw a punch and just got countered. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Counter punch. The straight right just misses. Nobody home with that hook. Amir Khan is rocked. Talk about Khan in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
I seriously hope.
Here comes round 7. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Terrence Crawford just got rocked. Disaster averted, it seems. We continue on.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter shot. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Catch and shoot. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
You cannot gas that.
And we enter the 8th round. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, slept right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Nice counter. You don't want to trade shots. Every time they drop their guard, Crawford's legs are all over the... Look at the swelling and the bruising. They're going to take a look, and they may stop this fight. And the referee's going to allow him to fight. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now. Whoa, wait a minute! Crawford in trouble! Somehow weathered the storm.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back.
Crawford got hit hard, and down he goes. It looked great live. How will it look again on slow motion replay?
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you okay?
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight's take.
Final 10 seconds. Hold it right there. Crawford may be ready to go down. It looked great live. How will it look again on slow motion replay?
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Listen to me. Are you okay?
The judges have spoken, a unanimous decision victory.
don't know what they thought this was, but I come through smoking. Smooth criminal like pounds, just told them with a squad get scolded. Walk with the Lord, not an omen. Still might have to grill a brother like Foreman. When my dogs start rioting, leaves will be falling off trees. You'd think that it's autumn. Yo, I can't stand these rap boys, feel to eliminate all. I'm trying to raise this stack boy so tall that it might fall. Top striker, man, I lick off the goal. So anything I set, I achieve and more. Soon bring the man them on some kind of tour. Enough liquor bottles in my rider report. I don't know why they would step to the team. I know send man airborne like fly beat. Come like this as some sci-fi scene when I lace this magic on these type of beats. I don't want to hear no talk from a dweeb. You don't respect me if you don't pay my fees.
It is Riyadh season in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and we're about to see another big-time fight here at Kingdom Arena. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
It's time now for our tale of the tape. Alexander Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion and heavyweight champion of the world, fighting out of Ukraine.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, and now from Crimea in Ukraine, here is an undisputed cruiserweight world champion and an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia, by way of Sydney, an IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Jai Opetaia.
What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
It's a privilege and an honor to be here. I feel so lucky to be sat here talking about something I love.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that we're talking about. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Left hand. He blocks the hook. There's not a seat to be had in this arena, Johnny. It's got that big fight feel, doesn't it?
It's so hot, so heated. There's a roof on here. You don't understand it. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be hellfire on earth.
Nice hook. Punch, counter punch. Beautiful counter shot. This has been a very competitive round between these 2.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Misses with the straight left. Good counter punch. Throws the uppercut but misses. Nice counter. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The big cat goes down. Let's watch that again in replay from a different angle.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You all right?
Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown is going to be we just saw.
Can make or break a fighter.
Get your man back on the job. Great work. I love that. I love that. That jab's slick. I don't want to get your boxing back together. Listen, he's smart on the ground.
Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every switch.
There's a counter shot. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. And he scores with the counter. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Those counter punches have to hurt. Whoa, wait a minute! The defense failed them! Just one punch away from getting the momentum back.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the... The bell rings and we start the third. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Incredible work rate. He misses with that straight left. Nice counter punch right up the middle. And it's a one-hitter winner. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give me your ball.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
Through the left uppercut, but it misses. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive and then give it back the next round.
Like that round. Good round. You feel good? Good man. Good man.
Go back out there
On to the fourth we go. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Nice counter shot. In this replay, you can see it. That body punch folded him like a lawn chair.
Where did...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to me.
So they're back on their feet, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Need to turn this around halfway through.
Is that forever hope? Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to put it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
The courage on display here is incredible. Through the straight left, but it won't score. That big hook doesn't land. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always final 10 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them. Wow, that seemed to be the punch he was looking for. Let's watch it again.
I need to see...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give me your ball.
They believe their fighter has it in the tank.
And there's the bell for round 5. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Shot. So much for defensive abilities. And Opataya goes down. As you can see, it was a hit to the head that did it. Let's watch it again.
A shot from the gods took him out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Listen, are you okay?
They got knocked down, but didn't stay down. Once again, showing you how much grit and courage this fighter has.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
They're going to pick things up halfway through the round here.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
That counter shot lands. It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. A huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath, I thought, right.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that.
This is the beginning of round 6. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
We're always looking for that KO, and we could see an upset right here. I thought that was the end, but here we go again. Back into the fire.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
And they figure out the combination to this safe.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
A perfect counter shot. They threw the hook, it didn't land. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Catch and shoot. He threw a punch, and despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Hold that thought! Oh my, the Ukrainian has been rattled. Alexander Usyk in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tables in this next round.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every
Slam the jab and then start fighting the post.
And there's the bell to start round 7. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
When you have a fighter that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Swing and a miss with that hook. He needs to be careful not to punch himself. Hold that thought! At some point, the corner has to say you're done. Disaster averted.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again.
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere, look at this. Usyk might go down here. What an upset. And down goes Alexander Usyk. Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
I've got to see that again.
At some point, the corner may have to intervene here because this fighter won't stay down.
Got to waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up.
So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
Can make or break a fighter.
I need you to focus on what you're doing.
Nice work. Good round. Good round. I like that. I'm happy.
Just kick. Go back out there.
Round 8, and we're off again. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming up? He's getting everything full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight with fight. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable.
Well, hold on a second, Johnny. The big Ukrainian in big trouble. As we watch it again one more time, appreciate the perfection of that knockout shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You still want to fight.
The referee says they can continue, but how much more do they have left?
Look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe and move, get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of the round.
We're at the halfway point, there's no doubt who's won this round so far.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Oh, that punch! Usyk! Let's watch that again in replay from a different angle.
That's lights out right there.
Not many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself. The crowd enjoyed it. The fighters enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And what a way to end the fight. There's no mistake.